Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So today we're looking at the Astral Imprint tier list by Super Oliver. He's one of the top ranking CN players, and let's have a look at this. The ranking aims to assess the overall strength of equipment in high difficulty challenges, primarily based on its numerical strength, character compatibility and versatility, categorized accordingly. While the ranking marks the original characters in the storyline, many pieces of equipment are compatible with other characters and may perform well. Tier 0 is required. Tier 1, significantly superior to other free equipment, may have some limitations but strong for the right characters. Tier 2, superior to similar free equipment but with little advantage due to poor character compatibility or limited versatility. Tier 3, equal or slightly better in functionality of the free equipment, not a core choice, not recommended. Tier 4, no advantage or even disadvantage, poor versatility, poorly suited. Okay, alright, so Tier 0 we have is Nocturnal Glow. The Nocturnal Glow casts a skill on allies, dispel buffs, grant them level 2 buff and the Nocturnal Glow buff. So it's a unique buff there and gives attack and defense. It's a sword, so very common to a lot of characters that use swords there. And in this case, very useful on some main characters, right? So we do have SP Sophia. She is the main user of that. The SP Nana can use this really well as a support sword user. We also have Aisha and Yisa Reed. So all these are good users of this sword, giving a buff with allies. The next one here on Tier 0 is the Shield of Justice. The Shield of Justice, when you have a shield, attack and defense increase by 12%, and then at start turn gains a physical shield to 120% of the character's physical defense. So basically any DPS, like doesn't have to be physical or magic DPS, can make use of Shield of Justice. And Shield of Justice is very versatile. Can look at getting 2 or 3 pieces, and you don't have to push it to 5-star, right? Pushing it to 4-star, you already get the attack and defense by 12%. Only difference between 4 and 5-star is you get a thicker shield, and if you do lose a shield, it is a 1 turn less cooldown. Alright, let's look at the Tier 1 category. The Credenza's Astral Imprint. They're definitely a really unique one. Instant effect to sacrifice HP to restore 1 energy, and then you can move again. So definitely really useful. And we can see he recommends this on not only Credenza, but also SP Mytha and any scenario requiring energy regeneration or repositioning. And he's preferring to have 2-star versions as a countermeasure. If you have the resources, then aim for a 5-star version. Because 1-star, it does have that free cooldown, and 2-star, you just get that 1 energy and movement at the very start of the turn. It is a 5-turn cooldown, but most of the time you really just need to use that once. I mean, getting 5-star is pretty nice. The only difference there is like you could just spam it for multiple turns because it's a 1-turn cooldown. The next one we have is Tristan's Bloodlucksite Place. Really, really strong magic DPS, magic AoE DPS trinket there. Only Tristan can make use of the dying part, but pretty much every magic DPS can work really well with Bloodlucksite Necklace. So we're looking at SP Samantha, Janaz, Marcel, Luvata, SP Nana, SP Nangol, Selena, Aisha, Nidia, and just any future characters needing AoE magic damage. They can get the huge damage buff from Bloodlucksite Necklace. It's like comparable to having Shield of Justice for those characters, like pretty close comparison between the two. So most of the time just give your mages Bloodlucksite Necklace and Shield of Justice on like your physical DPS there. The next one in Tier 1 is Gale Sword. SP Ruiz Gale Sword. Like, we got it for free, 5-star for those who are here since Night Crimson. Physical attack after attacking, crit damage is increased by 21%, lasting until the end of the turn. Really strong axe. It's like a heavy weapon, so all on our axe characters. And we just keep finding a lot of units do have their act again mechanism or multiple attacks, and they benefit off the crit damage. It's so good, even for the newer units. Heavy weapon users such as SP Rawia, Shams, Camelot, Delina. I'll say like Tristan here as well. He just missed that out. And even like, yeah, Rico, 5-star Rico with like, yeah, her crit damage and everything. Really, really good. And for those who started later, the tough decision is like, is it worth it spending 5 cornucopia fruit to get a maxed out Gale Sword? I always feel like it's too late, but like every new axe character that we get, Gale Sword seems to be a really strong fit for them. The next one we have is Luffy's Astral Imprint, Blade of Stratagem. This did release later on the CN version. You could see it was released same time as Camelot's Banner. Physical attack, attacking enemies with 3 or more debuffs, crit damage increases by 30%, and physical attack by 16 out of the character's turn. And we do have a nice reason to get this, because in the Astral Forge Treasury, it's one of the best items that we can get from it. We can get like 3 copies and finish the rest off with Cornucopia Fruit or future of these items, Astral Forge Treasuries. And for free-to-plays, Proof of Strength Season 2 did release just recently, and they also got another Astral Forge Treasury, so you can get Blade of Stratagem up to 4-star. This didn't update, so I'm pretty sure it won't update for us either. And we can see it can be used on Yisarin, Lukama, Pooch Runrun, Luffy, Astra, Layla. Like, a lot of units can use this. We do have to be mindful about the requirements, getting the extra debuffs and the out of character's turn, so I need to rely on OG Nana to act again. Next in tier 1 is SP Mita's Heavy Assault Blade. The Supreme Assault Blade, HP by 20%, increases damage and piercing by 10% before characters' rally command skills trigger rally response. Grants the target Supreme Armored Assault 3 for 1 turn. Technically, it's only just for SP Mita, and it's a really strong weapon for it. Like, increasing HP and damage, like technically like Camelot could use this. It is a heavy weapon, so like potentially even Camelot could use this. But yeah, rally command, rally response. It's pretty much just on the SOC team. And is SP Mita the only heavy weapon user there? I think so. I mean, Rawia does, but she doesn't have any rally command, rally. She only has rally response, so rally command won't work there. So yeah, really big buff, big weapon for her. Next we have SP Samantha's Astral Imprint. Light to purge all evil, magic attack by 10%, and start a battle before attacking when it's not the character's turn. Absolve effect, crit 25, crit damage 30. Like, really tailored for SP Samantha. I remember we did some calculations, it was like 15 to 20% better for SP Samantha compared to the Diffusing Prism. Not many people can really take advantage of this, like maybe like Momo with her alert, or if you do like out of turn and make them like act again, they can get increased crit, but that's very, very niche. This is just mainly for SP Samantha. The next one we have on the list is Nightmare Puppet Convallaria. The magic attack, HP 10%, healing damage, inflicts random level 1 debuff. If using a debuff skill, changes to inflict 1 random level 2 debuff, and Nightmare Puppet 3, which is increased piercing damage by 15%. A unique debuff there. And quite a few units can use it. So you got Convallaria, Taia, Heshan, Afra, any use case that pairs with Disaster Bottle or Judgment Tower, because Disaster Bottle and Judgment Tower can trigger this using a debuff skill effect to do the piercing damage. So yeah, if you get spare Nightmare Puppets, really nice. Lots of units can make use of it as well. And then we have Sham's Astral Imprint here. Undying Flames. When performing single target physical attacks, increase crit by 20% and crit damage by 20%. For single target physical attacks that need to be prepared or trigger strike back, effects are doubled. Very specific. Has to be single target physical attacks. And then these preparation and strike back effects, that's mainly only for Shams himself. To like double. 40% crit, 40% crit damage. That's insane. Huge buff for Shams. I don't really see much other units taking advantage of that. It is a heavy weapon, so it'll be like, what, single target physical with 20% crit, 20% crit damage. Like, technically, you could say Gale Sword is comparable to that if you not take advantage of the special effect, because instead of the 20% crit, you got 10% physical attack and, like, after attacking 21% crit damage. So, mainly just for Shams. Then we have Eucerine's Astral Imprint. So Crimson Quill, after character creates an item or trigger object for the first time each round, recovers 2 energy, increases attack and defense by 15% until the start of next turn. It is a trinket, so everyone can use this. And not only is it useful on Eucerine, but everyone else who creates flags, items, and trigger objects can make use. So Eucerine, SP Nana with her flag, SP Nangol with her spear shadows, like the small things on the field, Fire with his scrolls, or if you look at anyone else who can create like items, like Selena with her flag, like, but those are long cooldown. Ida with her box, that sort of thing. And even Gloria with her flag, right? But yeah, it is just like a 1 turn, 2 energy and buff, so those with long cooldowns don't really make the most use out of this. And the last one here in tier 1 is Shanaz's Astral Imprint. Like, it's definitely a very unique one, triggers some special effects that we've never seen before. Unique effects, right? So it is a staff, a magical staff. Magic attack by 10%, using skills with knockback or teleportation. Inflicts Strangle or Fate 3, where when attacked by the effect's caster, damage taken is increased by 20%. Chance of being critically hit is increased by 20%. It's technically a 20% crit weapon. And Collision Vulnerability 2 increases collision damage taken by 20%. And basically does these debuffs before the skill takes effect and lasts until the end of battle. The only other unit I could see with like the collision damage, Momo, I guess. Yeah, definitely a huge buff on Shanaz. She makes the most out of it. Now, in the tier 2 category, we have Pamina's Spear. Like, this is a must get for Pamina. Army Breaking Spear, crit and attack by 10%. If attacking, total distance, charge, total distance of move, charge, teleport, no less than 5, crit damage by 10%, and then using a non-instant skill to attack resets the cooldown, refunds the energy, 3-turn cooldown. Like, Pamina needs this to really function. Some other units can also use this, like SP Nangol technically could use this, but their cooldowns and everything aren't really that long, and just hitting these limitations is very tough. You could potentially just have it as a stat stick, crit and attack by 10%. The only reason why I think this is so low is Pamina is a very old unit for CN, just not rated high, so yeah. No point to use it, right? And you need to have Pamina to have it. Next up here in tier 2 is Parsifal's Astral Imprint. Fafnir the Scarlet Armor. When movement is no more than 3, increases character movement by 1, increase attack and defense by 9%. Start a round, gain 3 stacks of Scarlet Armor. For each stack, reduces attack and defense by 2%, up to 3 stacks, lasting for 2 turns. So basically, he gets these stacks which reduce your attack and defense. Puzzleville has skills that reduce these stacks of Scarlet Armor. But if you don't have it, what this will mean is this will be 6% reduction in attack and defense. So this is just a 3% attack and defense piece. And if you have 3 move, this gives you 1 move. So can be a good utility piece here. So good for Parzival and any situation where you just need 1 more move. So he's saying 1 to 2 pieces at 1 star are sufficient as a countermeasure. Like in those niche situations, 3 move character gets 1 more. And then that 1 more, you can buff them up, right? You can give them the like move buff so they get even more move. Next one up here is Favia's Astral Imprint. Life Fondness, single target support skill, grants 1 random level 2 buff for 3 turns. If character is a summon character, additionally grants Life Fondness 2, which is a buff giving attack 30% for 3 turns. Can inflict Life Fondness up to 1 time per turn. So a lot of support units can make use of this. Favia, Taia, OG Nana, and any use case where you can use the Old Scroll of August. So just give any unit Old Scrolls of August, they buff that unit, and also it triggers the Life Fondness effect, right? Then we have Pooch Run's Astral Imprint here. Memory of Teeth. Attack and defense by 6% when having 10 stacks of Liberation before casting class skills. Gains Homeward Resolution 5. Does it even tell you? Oh, here, alright. Increases attack and defense by 10% and increases defense by 15% when attacked by enemies that counter the character's roll for 2 turns. So basically for element units, they'll get 10 stacks and it's a 16% attack and defense. And then when you're being attacked by a counter roll, that is 16 plus 15, so 31% defense there. Like 16%, I mean, it is a slight increase over your sort of usual DPS set where you'll have them with Shield of Justice, right? But it's only specific for element characters, so you're basically looking at like Lukama, Shams, or Pooch Rum there. I don't know why he specifically says physical attack. Like magic attack can use it. Like technically Shanaz could use it, but then she has a skill that disables it. Like she purposely consumes her liberation layers. At most she can only have 5 stacks of liberation, which just makes the effect not work, right? Because you do need to have those 10 stacks of liberation. But if we do have future element characters who do magic damage, like Yansha, if you can keep up the 10 stacks, this will be good for him as well. And then lastly on this list is Camelot's Axe. Surtur the Darkfire Axe, max HP by 20. When the character grants physical shield to the character, grants attack 2 and Darkfire, which increases physical AoE damage by 20% for 2 turns. Like really, really solid for Camelot. It's really pretty specific for Camelot himself. Like nobody else can really use it. And yeah, that's like the first few tiers. We got like Kia's Cloak. Like FCN is saying, are you sure this is Kia? Because like technically it was released the same time as Kia, but yeah, we never got in global. So the bottle for Favia, Farlin, like pretty solid one. Extra shield, very specific as well. I think he's updated it. Any character who can maintain 10 stacks of liberation, okay. But yeah, overall, Astral Imprints are pretty much a luxury, right? SP Nana's ones here. Yeah, the ones from the shop. The Expedition shop aren't really worth it. You got like Parsner's one. Like Coco for the Dispel, like, but we don't really use Coco all that much, right? The Shan one's okay for him. That Lucama one, there's a huge drama about Lucama's one because we gave her like crit and stuff, but then you got a Shan later one which supports the crit, so just making her Astral Imprint pretty useless. Yeah, like crit 2, damage 2, and then you have Shanaz now giving damage 3 with characters. So like these buffs that the Astral Imprint gives you, you gotta be really careful about them because these buffs can easily be outcrept by other supporting characters. Like, remember with SP Nana, I told you guys not to get Dawn Moon because this is only basically a 20% AoE if you're running SP Nana as a DPS. The attack 2, like literally, she has attack 2 in her kit. She's gonna buff herself, so that attack 2 is pretty much useless. Like, Nydia's one for basic attack. Yeah. Agatha's one so low. Marcel's one so low. Afra's one so low. I wouldn't really rank some of these that low. Oh, Luvata's one. Okay. Yeah. I feel like tier 3, tier 4, there's definitely some debatable ones here where they could go up or down. Like I might bump like Aisha's one up. I think Agatha might be pretty good with her one. Afra's one's probably a bit better. Or maybe we're just coping, right? And if we look at these from the packs and the global perspective, like the first season is definitely really solid because you got Army Breaking Spear, Blood Luxite Amulet, and Shield of Justice. Like Shield of Justice, Blood Luxite is pretty much used on everyone. Like every DPS, all the magic DPS, and then Pamina. Well, Pamina's one can just be a stat stick, right? Like 2 out of 3 is pretty good. And then you look at the Season 2, Astral Imprint is very solid as well. We have Nocturnal Glow, huge support sword there, Nightmare Puppet. We have a very strong debuff staff for a lot of units, can also be a stat stick. And then we have like Nirvana, which is like tier 4. So 2 out of 3, like Nirvana, we can use it as like a sort of cheesing thing. AoE 20% is okay, right? But basically just for Luvata. So that's what we have. Season 3 is pretty much useless. So we've got Life Fondness, but then like Cage Mask and Barbecue Hammer, which is like nobody uses them, right? And then we have Season 4. Season 4, we do have the Dawn Moon. So Aisha's one down here. Let me put it here. Aisha, Dream Turbidity by Afra. Both of these rated tier 4. Breath Concealing Ring tier 3. Like, I mean, Aisha's one I think can be used on other units pretty well. It's still not really best in slot. Afra's one, just a nice support staff, like just increase buffs and everything, increase like magic attack and everything, heals. Breath Concealing Ring, nobody really bans basic attacks like Nydia, so yeah. And then we have Blade with Stratagem, which is very top tier. Dawn Moon, which is, you know, it's still strong for a DPS SP Nana. No one else. I mean, Aisha can use it. Not many other people would use this. Oh, Selena could use that. And then Hammer, Dragon Rise, Rico's one. Like even for Rico, it's not really that good. I feel like this is more for like Alexi. Maybe with the new Lucian characters, maybe they'll use like big axes or something. But that's a big. You have to like really, yeah, not worth gambling on that, right? And then Magic Ladle, Wild Spice Vial, like it's good for Marcel. Like it's a good like hit and run sort of stuff if you're doing AoE magic. Wild Spice Vial, good for shield, but it's mainly just a stat stick trinket. Magic attack 8%, and then SP Samantha's Light to Purge All Evil is definitely really great for SP Samantha. And the next pack for global is going to be really good. We'll have the Resonant Crystal, so Credenza's one. We'll have the axe for Camelot. So Camelot's Surtur Darkfire axe, and then we'll have the quill, Crimson Quill for Ysarine. So definitely really top tier pack coming along. So Ysarine's here, Camelot's here, and credenza. Like all these are good, and yeah, we saw how credenza we could, and Ysarine's one we could use it for multiple units, and like this is probably one of the best packs since like season 2, right? So that's definitely something to watch out for. Overall, really nice tier list here from Super Oliver. Much appreciate to him. Big shout out, and I'll leave the link in the description. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.